culture they're trying to take away, but the person still stands,
Hmm.
and they
Hmm.
still take that with them. So I don't know if that answered your question, but
No, we're going to come back to it. Let me
okay.
I have to make. We're going to come back to it because I have several ways to circle back into the work, and one of them is the way you last year when we were all shut down, you install these pieces as a part of the AIM biennial that Will Cordova, Maria Vickles, and G. Moreno curated in Miami last year. And you have chosen to install these pieces in several different ways. Now, I want you to talk about that, and I'm going to show several versions of that. But I also want you to talk a little bit more about that negative space, about maybe when I show that installation. So the first iteration at the AIM Biennial was that you almost you install these yarn paintings almost as mats, as if it was a kind of red carpet on the steps of the Dade County Courthouse. And then this is another version of that. And so that was the first iteration. But
Right.
more recently, you installed it in a gallery space like this.
Okay.
So talk a little bit about the play. I mean, what's happening in terms of your choices to, install the works in these different ways?
So my mind runs at like 100 miles per second. So when I am thinking about how it is that I'm going to display a piece, becomes as important as the piece. When I
Mm,
first started off creating these rugs, is what I called them. They were meant to be on the floor so that
mm,
people can walk on them. I was
ow.
thinking of a societal and a political view of how black people or minorities are walked on every day.
Mm,
So I've had it installed on the floor. Galleries have had an issue with them being installed on the floor um, because of the fact that they're supposed to be walked upon. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to take it to the courthouse because we keep having trials where people are killed and the killer keeps getting away. Or there's no justice at all. And it
mm,
doesn't matter, their age. All that really matters is their race, right? Or their classification.
mm,
So I took my piece, I put it on the floor in the courthouse, and I was expecting people to walk on them. But the funny thing was is that people walked around them. So they're respecting the artwork more than they're respecting the people. So
mm,
when I started creating more of the colorful ones or playing around with color, for example, like this one that's on the screen, Sue, I created this during my Hambridge residency in July. And I was there with a group of artists and I was explaining to them the concept and they said, you have two pieces. One is more of a powerful image, which is the one with color, and one is a little bit darker, right? So you have this idea of the silhouette being invisible. It also should remind you of the white line when people pass away or something has happened to them, right, on the
mm,
floor, which is
mm,
very common growing up in Jersey. It's what I've seen. So why not put that paper on the floor, which might make viewers a little bit more comfortable stepping on them and showcase the power of the figure in front so that it's showcasing both things that I want to talk about in a powerful way
mm,
where they both talk to each other. So
mm.
currently they're in this kind of installation, but who knows? I mean, maybe it'll
Yeah.
change once I read another book
Yeah.
that talks about deeper issues.
Yeah, yeah, and this is another version of Brooklyn. Yeah, Betty, which is lovely. And these are very large. And what is interesting is that in separating creating the negative with the positive, I don't know, it's almost something that repeats in your work, just the way you just described, the fact that it's you're thinking and it may change again. I love the way in which certain images and ideas feed into work.